Hey there, fellow Factorians. Onerous here with another episode of Let's Learn Bobs and Angels. And where am I? What's going on here? Oh, there I am. I'm not sure. I mean, I think I was in Dwarf Fortress mode. Man, I've just been playing so much of that recently. It's crazy addictive. But also been playing with Factorio, of course. Last episode, we put together the production of this stuff over here. Yeah. Our was it enriched fuel, and looks like we're pretty much using it all, which is to be expected at this point, because I've converted all the stations over to enriched fuel, and they all need 600 enriched fuel. And as you can see, we've got a lot of outposts, so that's a lot of enriched fuel. It'll take a while to generate through, but by the same token, it's also going to take a long time to use up the solid fuel which is in the train. So whatever. That is something we don't have to do anymore off camera. I just converted all the stations across. About 80% of them I could just copy and paste, but some of them were not built off. Like were built the early outposts weren't built off the blueprints that we had. So I had to manually update those ones, which is a little bit annoying. Anyway, all that being said, we are up to looking at utility science. And, ooh, gosh, every time. Gets me every time, that. Alright, utility science. What do we need for that? Let us have a look. I should really use FNEI, shouldn't I? There we go. Alrighty, we've got those. So, lithium-ion batteries. We've got plastic and carbon, sure, but definitely don't have these things. Lithium cobalt oxide. Needs cobalt oxide and lithium. Lithium comes from lithium chloride. Was that the other thing we needed? No. Lithium perchlorite, which also comes from lithium chloride. Okay. And cobalt oxide comes from limestone and cobalt. Cool. Alright, so that's not too bad. That comes from lithium chloride. So lithium chloride, how do we get that? Well, the only way to get it is from lithium water. And lithium water, well, we could cheat it apparently. I do remember seeing that. Now that we go through it now, I'm like, yeah, I remember seeing that. It's cheating. But we get it from thermal water. All right, so we need to dig up some thermal water. Dig up, whatever it is. Not dig up. Generate. We need to generate it from a thermal water fissure in a thermal water extractor. Alright. Do we have thermal water extractors? We do. Cool. They need titanium and reinforced concrete bricks. Okay, so titanium is first. And as we go through this, I vaguely recall doing those exact same steps some time ago. And what we need is titanium ore, of course, and titanium ore comes from gigalite crystals, or we could convert over to hybrid catalysts and some of these. I think, honestly, oops. Oh no, gosh, I've gone too far. Okay, honestly, maybe we just do the crystals. Maybe we just do the crystals. Sort these crystals, and we'll get not many titanium. Now, I'm not happy with that. That's a terrible ratio. When we don't really need these other things, that is just a terrible ratio of things. So that means what we need to do is try out our crystal making, which we did in a previous episode down here. We need to do... that's not it, is it? No, that's not it. It's over here. Yeah, here we go. We need to do something like this, which is not working for what reason? Okay, that has stopped because we're out of fluoric wastewater. That is most interesting. And because we're not making any more of these, not making any more chunks, we're not producing any more fluoric wastewater, What else creates fluoric wastewater? This is a bit of a sidetrack, isn't it? That comes from fluorite ore, which comes from fluorite wastewater, which is that crushing, and that's it. Okay, so we can only get it from crushing givolite chunks, from chunking givolite crystals. I don't know what the term for that is. Hydro refining. There we go. But we can get fluorite ore in other ways. Givolite crystals. Well, look at that. We're back to givolite crystals. We could also sort chunks. Well, I wonder if we just sort crystals and then feed the fluorite back in here. Otherwise, it's... that's actually... That is something that isn't the worst. That is actually not the worst thing possible. Because we could bring in some saphirite chunks and crystal catalysts, and that would work. Yeah, maybe that's our best option. All right. Well, I guess that's what we're going to do to get those chunks back up and running. But that's for later. For now, I'm going to grab all of those leaching plants, and we're going to look at making some other chunks, some other crystals. Alright, so, what did we say? What was I looking for before? Now I'm like, so, tungsten ore? There we go, alright. No, not tungsten ore, titanium ore. Oh man, why does it never come up? It's one of these ones, dark purpley one. There we go, titanium ore. So what we've settled on is we want to do this one. So saphirite crystals, stiratite crystals, and rubyte. So let's go over to saphirite crystals first. So they are just saphirite chunks and sulfuric acid. Not bad. Now, does saphirite chunks produce... output is sulfuric wastewater, which we can turn into sulfuric acid. Again, that's how it works. Sulfuric wastewater turns into sulfur with nothing, and sulfur and oxygen turns into sulfur dioxide gas. Sulfur dioxide gas and purified water turn into that. All right. So let's try our best to put that together. All right, we're back. Sorry, that minor glitch in the matrix was brought to you by my daughter complaining in her bedroom. All right, so we are going out here, but do we have the things we need? We've got a few chemical plants. We've got the leaching plants. I think that should be all right. We'll give this a whirl and just see how we go. Saphirite processing was done over here. Alright, I think this is going to be the easiest one, honestly, because we've got a decent setup here for the chunks. I'm a little bit worried about... Oh, actually, we've got heaps of room over here, don't we? This one here might be more of a problem. We're kind of... Our Bobmonium one is built in with not a whole lot of space, but that's okay. We don't need to worry about it too much. And givolite we're already done. So up here we won't have any problems with stiratite either. Heaps of space once we clear out some vitals. All right. Okay, I'm going to grab. Got the leaching plants. Might grab the rest of those. I don't want that. Let's just clean out some inventory. I'm going to need more of them, but yeah, there we go. We've got 10 there. Alright, that should be okay. Should be okay. Why do I have Ore Crusher Mark IIs there? Huh. Ridiculous. Alright, so this is our setup, and we have our chunks coming in here. And what we want to do is we want to split them off. Alright, so how are we going to do that? We need to have a bit of a jump here, which does that, and then well, that's not the worst, but this needs to jump like that, and then we'll have that go there, and then there is a row of chunks. All right. Now we're harnessing those chunks, and what do we got here? We're getting rid of all our sulfuric wastewater. Well, we've got a fair bit of it. That's good. We are pumping it. That's right. We're pumping it out into these tanks, which are then shipping it back, but to our sulfuric acid area that's making sulfuric acid already. But that is full, so that's okay. All right. We want to make saphirite crystals. We just need sulfuric acid. So let's start by making some sulfuric acid. How do we do that? We just had it up, didn't we? Sulfuric acid from sulfur dioxide, from sulfur, from sulfuric wastewater is in a hydro plant. I wonder if we have any of those. I wonder if we have any of those. Probably not. Probably not. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, look at that. Tons of them. Tons of them. All right. So let's jump back up here. Let's have a quick play. Sulfuric acid. We need. Let's go back to our crystals. There we go. Sapphire crystals. So to do let's say a belt of these, 30 a second, we need 10 sulfuric acid a second. Hey, that seems pretty easy, doesn't it? 10 sulfuric acid a second. What's this? This is 30, so a third of that. 15. No, that's not right. 20. A third of that. So this is producing 30 a second. It's using 45 a second. We need a third of that, so it's 15 sulfur dioxide a second. And one sulfur produces 30 a second, so we need half a sulfur a second. Yeah. Half a sulfur a second means that that's just one hydro plant. Intriguing. I really doubt that math holds up, but we'll see how we go. All right, sulfuric wastewater. Now let's tap in over here. If we can. Nope, not there. Right there. Look at that. The perfect length. All right. So the outputs for this are. What have we got? We've got mineralized water and purified water. So I think we're going to need purified water, and we're probably going to need mineralized water at some point. We still have tanks. Does not look like I do. I'm pretty sure we had some in there. I don't know if I really wanted Jack's tanks, these things. Regular tanks. Gosh, since everything changed with 0.18, I'm like really struggling to find where things are, because I got so used to just looking in the exact location. But it does not look like we have any storage tanks other than Jack's tanks, which are pretty damn big. Oh, there! Oh, look at that. There we go. Staring me in the face. All right, definitely use these ones. We'll get this stuff just sort of hooked up to that. Maybe there. There we go. All right. Just to give us that getting out, and then most importantly, of course, we want to have this going into whatever we needed to do next. Okay, that is done in the chemical plant. Chemical plant, Mark 3. And this needed something else in it as well, so we probably where it is might not work exactly. Oh, excuse me. That's our slurry stuff. Here we go. Sulfur dioxide gas with oxygen. All right, we need some oxygen. Well, our old faithful, I guess, is going to be grab that from there. Our old faithful for oxygen. I actually probably want to move it up to here. Have you go up there. There we go. All right. Our old faithful for oxygen. How much oxygen do we need? We're just doing one of these. So 60 oxygen every 2 seconds, 30 a second. So 60 a second. Chem plant. Producing oxygen and hydrogen. Pressed air to oxygen and hydrogen. Yep. There we go. And this is producing, is it 150 a second? What do we say this needs? 630 a second. Okay, yes, that's fine. That's fine. That is total waste. All right. But we do need a air compressor. We need an air compressor. There'll be a better way of having this train available. There we go. Let's go. One air compressor is not enough. You need 1.5, which is pretty annoying for this kind of setup, but that's how it is. And air compressors. Alright, whoops. And they only have one recipe. I'm not sure why it's not in there by default, but maybe there's another mod that increases what they do. Let's go up there. Alright. So now we have apparently not enough oxygen. Why is that? Ah, yes, of course. Because I need to flare off that. There we go, alright. So now we have sulfur dioxide gas. Gets a short. There we go, purified water. That is really unfortunate. That is most unfortunate, isn't it? If that was on the other side, this would work out really nicely, but it's not. So we need to go one further up. There we go, and then we'll go that to there, and then, well, I guess we just snake that in. We could save a little bit there, something like that. Alright. And then that is now producing sulfuric acid. Yes, cool. Alright. Let's get that. We might as well. Jacks are still way overkill. Where are the things? There they are. Alright, let's pop that up here. Okay. Now, I didn't even look at numbers. This is producing 70 purified water a second. Crafting speed of 2. Everything's got a crafting speed of 2. That's fine. 70 purified water a second, and this is using 20. So we do have to clarify. Was it 50 a second? 100 a second with the crafting speed of 2, and then likewise we'll need to clarify off some of that. So that we can just do with 2 clarifiers, and if I'm lucky, I'll be able to sneak them in down here. If I'm lucky. Alright. Let's go with that. I am maybe lucky. No, that's not going to work. Let's pop you there. No, that is definitely not going to work. Actually, no, it is okay, because we can put in a solid pipe like that, and at some point we need to have some top-up valves. What's the valve thing that I need? Overflow valves. Alright. There and there. And because these aren't jacks, I'm not too worried about it. We'll leave them as is. But that has no power. There we go. So let's just have a look at these numbers. Yeah, look at that. It's well and truly enough. Well, also because those aren't full up yet. Okay. So we have sulfuric acid. We have sulfuric acid. Now all we need to do is put in 40 lynching plants. Now let's think of a nice little pattern we can do for that. And everything here has died. Oh, that is great, isn't it? What have I done that's killed this? Well, who knows? By the looks of it, there's actually no ore coming in. Saphirite ore. The problems that we have. Alright. Let's just go with this, making saphirite chunks. And then, what if we had another one making saphirite chunks here? And then we could just have that coming in there. And then we have that coming in, and that going in. And provided we can actually power this up, which we might not be able to do with these exact arrangements. Let's see if that's going to work. No, it is not. Of course not. Well, let's... Okay, well, let's leave the power poles out for now, and we'll just power pole it at the end. There's a tree there that is blocking me. Alright, what are you doing? And that one too. Alright. Let's copy that. Is always going to be wrong, even if I rotate it. So we have the chunks coming in and the crystals going out. Alright, so we need 20 per side. So what's that? That is 8, 16, 20. That is 20 in total. If we could mirror that next door, if we had some of that. I'm not sure if that is going to be enough width. We don't have enough to go any further. So, with that in mind, the output can be shared. The output can be shared. The input could be shared. We could just do that, I think. Let's just see how that goes. There's something weird happening here. Alright, we do need to grab some more landfill. And my gosh, that didn't actually line up perfectly, which is a nightmare. There we go. Did I just... Oh gosh. Control V. Let's line that up. And there. Excellent, excellent. Okay, this time, third time's a charm. Let's get some inserters. I think we're foolish if we think we're not going to use stack inserters. Something like that. Actually, yeah, that. So the output is reaching far away. The output is reaching far away. And the output is reaching far away. Yes, the output is reaching far away, but then on the inside here we actually have the output close and the input far. Like that. Alright. That is... Okay, so that's going to have a quarter, that needs a half, and that's a quarter. How could I possibly forget that? Alright, there's that, and that. Why did that one not work? There we go. Now let's get some landfill. And let's see if we can hook this up. Yes, we've got some more saphirite coming in. Wonderful. Let's grab a bit more landfill. And we're pretty much out of pipes. Alright. Let's see if we've got enough to actually connect this. Yeah, I'm going to do that to there, because that just looks a bit evener. A bit more even. Fortunately, our sulfuric acid is not where we would like it. That's okay. For now, we're just going to do this and hope that the pressure is enough. I think the amount that we needed was very low. Now we need to power pole these up. See what it does. I don't even know. That does not look like the most exciting setup for power poles. Let's just get rid of that and that. Alright, and then we should be able to find where that is. There. We're going to need one there to actually power the filters, and there. Alright, and then we get the final touches, which is the landfill. Up to there. Whew, oh boy, okay. Let's get this coming in. Now this, theoretically, it'll balance itself out. But for now, we're just going to leave it like that. And that's right, these are too fat to connect across. Okay, how are we looking? Guys? Well, remember too, we've only got not even half a thing coming in here. These probably need to be upgraded. No, they're already upgraded. Why do we not have a full belt? What's going on here? We've got a full belt of crushed. That's why we're actually using crushed saphirite somewhere, so we're only getting half a belt of crushed saphirite, which then we get half a belt of chunks, of which a quarter goes in here, and then a quarter of a belt goes in here. Alright, well that's, we'll get used to it. Not much we can do about it, that's for sure. No use worrying about it. That's not the most ideal option. We have to do that, I think. Well, we definitely have to do that. That's what we have to do. And that. And then that will give us our crystals, which will go across there somehow. We got more landfill. Should be right. Should be right, mate. That's a great Aussie saying. Look at that little disaster there. We can even recoup some materials. And then you, my friend, need to sneak over a little bit further, because we need to put in another one of these. Do we have the room for it? Of course we have the room for it. Of course, looks like that's it there. Wonderful. That has one there, but we probably don't have anything set up down here. No, we do not. Let's get that in, and right there. Alright, now before we ruin everything, this train is going to be enriched. Let's change this to crystals. There we go. Saphirite crystals loading. This is never going to happen. That is just never going to happen. I'm not even going to bother pretending that we are going to have that many of those. So let's just do this, shall we? And of course, why is there coal in there? Why was there coal in there? I don't even know. That is very confusing. Maybe we built it on a coal rock? Ah, cheapers. Who knows? Alright, well, let's use some of this copious amounts of landfill that we've built. There we go. Just to make it look nice. There we go. Okay. So we have some amount of saphirite crystals being brought into the base, and that is half an hour. That is good timing. All right. Let me put down a train that we can start filling with these guys. And is 2 carriages too much? Is 2 carriages too much? Got a feeling it is. Maybe we just focus on one. We'll see how we go. We'll just focus on one. I think for the crystals. What do we do with Jubilee? We definitely would have done 2 for Jubilee, didn't we? Definitely. And we do have 50,000 Jubilee crystals. Oh, well, that's not the right one. Yeah, we've done 2 with that, and as you can see, we're really struggling there with that. So maybe I'll fix that up. We're just going to go with one carriage for the crystals, and we'll see how that pans out. That's actually not bad. I thought we were only going to get a quarter of a belt, but looks like we're getting at least 2/3. Yeah. All right. Good times. Good times. Now, I believe this should be self-sustaining. Yeah, we're using... We are using this up. I need to give preference to this over... I don't know, I'm not really sure how to do that. Because the thing I can see here is if we actually run out of sulfuric acid elsewhere, all our sulfuric wastewater could be pumped out here. We are only pumping that if there's more than 80%. That's fine. Our sulfuric acid seems to be holding pretty steady. I can also see that we've got that blocked. Nowhere else seems blocked. That's okay. Just double check. Oh, there's another one there. All right. Well, all that being said, yeah, let's call this episode ended. I am going to off camera do that same thing for the stiratite, the rubyte, and the bolmonium. I don't think it's that exciting. Crotinium might be the one thing that we crotinium. No, all right. Or crotinium. Crotinium ore into... Oh man, I should have just... Let's go back here. Crotinium crystals. It needs hydrochloric acid, which comes from... sodium chloride and sulfuric acid. Hydrochloric acid. Hydrogen chloride gas. Let's go back and just see what the output of crotinium chunks is chloric wastewater, and that can turn into nothing. Oh man, that's... Whew. I feel like this is missing a step that lines up with all the others. But anyway, we'll come to that. Maybe I'll do the crotinium on another episode, just so we can step through the process together of doing that. So yes, we've got the saphirite crystals this episode. Off camera, I'm going to do the stiratite, the rubyte, and the bolmonium, because they all produce Oh, okay, rubyte doesn't. Rubyte uses nitric acid. What is bobmonium? Sulfuric acid, that'll be fine. Stiratite, sulfuric acid. Okay, so I'm going to do stiratite and bobmonium off camera, and then we will step through getting the nitric acid from the rubyte chunk nitric wastewater. No, maybe we won't. Again, we're going to have to figure out something. So, yeah, we'll do those two as a separate episode. Okay, thanks for watching. As always, love to hear your comments down below. I do learn a lot from you guys. I have played a lot of Factorio, but this is my very first Bob the Angels playthrough, so thanks for all the tips that you've given along the way, and I do try and incorporate those ones as I can. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow.